Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the High Performance Method. I am Sebastian Yepes, your certified high performance coach. And above all, thank you for choosing to be with me for the next 5 to 10 minutes. My commitment is to bring you value, to give you an idea, to give you some sort of technique, something that you can step away from this video, step into your daily life, and somehow enhance the quality of your life. Now, in today's conversation, we started on Monday. And if you're not a part of the Facebook community, the High Performance Method, I invite you to go join it. We started on Monday, and the question was, what are you focusing in on? Because we're talking about mindset today. We're talking about the things that you're focusing on and the way in which that focus is driving every single thing in your life. Whether you realize it or not, up until this very day, even right now as you're listening to me, you're listening to me from a specific focus. And that focus starts to give you a different perspective on it. It's almost like if I were to take the lens on the camera and take it out of focus. Now you can't really see me. Why? Because the lens gets in the way. If we can start to clear up the lens for ourselves, we can start to realize that, yes, we can choose a level of life in which we are fully connected to the people around us, we're fully invigorated by the things that we're doing, and we're living from a place of passion. Mindset is of key importance if we're going to be living a life like that. Why? Because we as humans have the ability to choose. We as humans are the most advanced species that we know of on this earth, and yet, why are we not all thriving? Why is it only some that are living fully fulfilled lives, doing things they love, not being limited, while others don't? It's available to us all. It's just a simple mindset we need to focus on. It's something that we need to really start to look at so we can start to shift it. Now, before we start to shift anything, we need to become aware of what we're using to begin with. And what I mean is our minds. This thing that we have, this super advanced piece of technology called our brain, look, it's taken about 5 million years for the neocortex in the brain to develop. And that's the part of the brain that really is able to grasp information, put it all together, and have you understand it. The brain, however, is very old, and we are still living, because the brain is wired, we're still living from survival, we're living from security, we're making sure that we don't die. That is the brain's number one function. The brain is to make sure that we as a species, we don't die. That's why we can't control our heart beating. That's why we can't control our breath. We can up until a certain time, and then we go unconscious, and then it kicks up again. We start breathing. So look, when we start to become aware that this supercomputer of a machine called our brain, it is very advanced, and at the same time, it's also still working in very old ways. Now it's up to us to become aware of that. And if we start to become aware of that, we can be the ones to start driving that forward. So let's start to take a look at this mindset. And it's very simple. It comes down to a specific focus. What are you looking at? What are the things that you're now looking at that before you weren't? Are you focusing in on the solution, or are you still focusing on the problem? There is something to work with when there's a problem. There's a challenge. From that challenge, we have the ability to create something. From there, we now have a breakthrough. Every breakdown leads to a breakthrough. It just comes down to us and how we're looking at that specific challenge. Which brings me to my first thing, a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. And all that means is growth mindset, you're looking for solutions. Yes, there's a problem. Yes, there's a challenge, but you're looking for a solution. You're not stuck in the problem. Fixed mindset, you see the problem and that's all there is. There's no solution. There's no way out. The problem is the problem, and that's all you're focusing in on. It's like one of my biggest mentors, Jim Rohn, says, when you look at the window, you can either see the landscape or you can see the speck on the window. It's really your choice. So what are you focusing in on? Are you seeing the landscape outside of your window? Are you focusing in on the little specks that are in the way of you seeing the landscape? It is up to you. And when we can start to become aware of that, we can start to step into a whole new way of being. Now, I remember for me, mindset, when I first started learning about mindset, going door to door was the biggest teacher in my life so far. It tore me down, knocked me down, and it helped myself to rebuild myself back up. I remember one day, it was cold winter day, it must have been 4 o'clock, but it seemed like it was 7 o'clock at night. You remember those winter days where it looks like it's 8 but it's really 4. Well, it was one of those days, and I remember I had nothing to show for my day's work. Now, it was about that time when people were starting to get home from work, and I was left in the choice. My fingers are white because they're cold. I gotta get new gloves. I'm hungry. It's freezing, and I haven't gotten anything. Should I go home? I remember sitting in my car, literally, had my hands cupped, and I was thinking this I was thinking, listening to some music, kind of like, what am I gonna do? At that moment in time, one thing came up into mind, and it was the only way I can lose is if I quit. Heard it a million times, don't know where it came from. However, at that moment in time, it was this realization. Cool, man. Yes, you've been out here, you've got nothing, it's freezing, your fingers are cold, you need new gloves. Just get to it. You know what you gotta do. I went back out, I knocked for a couple more hours, I got nothing. However, that ride home was exciting for me. The ride home was full of self-esteem and full of self-respect for me. Why? Because I didn't quit. And that's why having that mindset of growth, the mindset where you're looking for solutions, the way in which you're really training yourself to look at things in a certain way makes a big difference, because we can easily allow the emotions of life to drive us in a certain direction. However, when we do so, we know internally that we're meant for more. And if we allow the emotions to drive us in a direction that leads us nowhere where we wish to go, then that right there, that internal feeling, you may feel closed up, and you may feel it already. You know what I'm talking about. You felt it before. You know that if you did this thing, you would feel so much better, but yet you allow the emotions to take you this way. And then you wondered, why did I do that? It's all around the mindset. How are you training yourself on a day-to-day basis? What are you doing to keep yourself moving forward? Right now, so 3 really simple things that you can do. Super simple. And look, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. It comes down to a choice. Your choice, not mine. Number 1, daily gratitude. Simple enough. All you gotta do, you can even think about it. However, if you write it down, if you take the physical act, pick up a pen, piece of paper, and write out 5 to 10 things you're grateful for. That's it. Takes you maybe 5 minutes. And you can even go simple. I am grateful for a warm bed. I am grateful that I have a roof over my head. And you can go deep. Whatever that looks like for you. That, right there, if you start with that, get the ball rolling with that, start to see the difference it starts to make in your life. Now, science has shown a body in gratitude has a higher sense of vibration, meaning it's healthier. Can you believe that? Just being more grateful makes you healthier. You think that in itself would be enough of a reason for us to practice gratitude on a conscious and consistent basis. Number 2. This one goes back into the gratitude a little bit. It's visualizations and affirmations. Now, with visualization and affirmations, we're starting to choose words. We're starting to choose sentences, a phrase, something that connects with us. This starts to take a different level of introspection, because you're starting to say something to yourself. An affirmation is a sentence or a phrase that you say to yourself over and over again to make you feel a certain type of way. We're looking for joy. We're looking for connection. We're looking for growth. What is a phrase? What's a word? What's a sentence that you can say to yourself to bring that level of emotion into you? Affirmation. And then visualization. This thing right here, you can close your eyes and you can envision your favorite dessert. Do so right now. And you can almost feel it. You can almost feel the fork going through the cheesecake for me. You can feel that you can sense it in your body, because this visualization, the mind does not know what is real and what it's not. The mind doesn't know what is actually happening in front of you and what you're imagining. So when you take visualization and you start to look for yourself, the things that you wish to accomplish, those goals that you wish to achieve, the places you wish to go to, the moment you start doing those actions, you start to make them real for you. And when you start to make them real for you, you start to move in that direction. You start to take different actions. You start to think different things. You start to talk to different people, because you're switching your mindset up. And third thing, when it comes to working on your mindset, the third thing you gotta do is you need to start to really be responsible for yourself. Be responsible for the way in which you want to generate yourself throughout your day. And by that I mean, what do you wish to experience? And this isn't an actual event kind of thing, because you can't just create things to happen. And in fact, you can. But what I mean with that is, what kind of emotion are you going to be creating for yourself? Because you can choose to be joy no matter what happens in your day. You can choose to be grateful no matter what happens in your day. You can choose to be happy no matter what happens in your day. It's up to you. Choose. Every single day, what are you going to generate for yourself as an emotion? Pick 3 emotions. Are you going to be bold? Are you going to be empowered? Are you going to be courageous? Are you going to be open? Are you going to be communicative? Are you going to be self-expressed? What does it look like for you? Who do you wish to be throughout your day? 3 key things. Easy to do, also easy not to do. It is your choice. Gratitude, simple enough. Visualizations and affirmations. And number 3, generation of yourself. What emotions do you wish to experience as you're going through your day? Now, this is where parting words for you. As I said it before, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. You can easily not do any of this, and life will go on. You'll be good. The thing is, we want to step into here. We want to step into a conscious way of living, one in which we are totally enlivened by. We're breathing life into life. We're not just living. We're breathing life. We're excited about getting up in our day. We're looking forward to what the day has in store for us. Because again, the world around us is not living this way. Especially now, we need to be the ones to take responsibility in stepping forward. And if you don't take that responsibility moving forward, then you're going to be exactly where you're at. And that's okay. If you're happy and you're good, perfect. Not a problem. Congratulations. It's all about, for us as humans, we are here for a big purpose. And that's just my personal choice of belief. We're here for a purpose. Every single one of us. We are here to do something. We're not just here to go in through our day aimlessly moving from one thing to the next. We have a purpose. We all chose to come here for a specific reason. What is that reason for you? Start to dive into that intentionality for yourself. And with that intentionality, start to experience who you are, not who other people think you are or what other people may have said you were. Who are you? And all of this comes from the mindset. Thank you for being with me. I hope you got some sort of value out of this. I invite you, take up 10 minutes in the morning or sometime during the day. Write out things you're grateful for, some affirmations and some visualization, and then start to generate your emotions that you choose to experience throughout the day. Next week, we're going to start to dive into the body and how all of these have so much that are interconnected. One affects the other. And it's up to us right now to really step into that whole new level of being for us to generate ourselves in a whole new experience of life. Be aware. Are your feet in quicksand? Is the problem the thing you're focusing in on? Or are you looking for solutions? Are you looking for ways in which things could change? Are you looking for ways in which you could transform things? It comes down to this. Wayne Dyer says, very simply, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I invite you, start to look at the way in which you're looking at things and start to see how they change.